Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Suzerain, a political simulation and role-playing game, which I've been playing quite a bit on this channel, so I probably don't need to do a full intro of this game. This is episode number 19 in our series, and this is going to be a bit abbreviated. It was taken from a live stream, and I meant to push the last few episodes out to try and cover this little bit at the end, but unfortunately, the math didn't work out, and I wasn't going to do like an hour 20 long episode. So we're going to get an episode today that's closer to about 20 minutes, but it is what it is. Now, in our last episode, we did pick a new vice president, Albin Calvin. He seems to be a bit of an asshole. He doesn't seem to be, I don't know, very good. He seems to be willing to throw his power around and kind of abuse his position, perhaps, and it seems like maybe we made the wrong decision to go with our promise and keep him in the position. So we'll see how that plays out for us over the course of the next few episodes, but something worth keeping in mind. Now, if you are curious about these episodes, they are pulled from my Twitch channel, link in the description, where you can follow me over there and join in those live streams. We also just completed the Morna port, which was a major investment project, so hopefully that stimulates the economy a bit. We're in a really tough spot where we've got a lot of deficit spending going on and not a ton of income, and so we keep getting these opportunities to spend money, but we don't really have the ability to do it without tanking the economy. So I'm kind of running a very thin margin for error where we're trying to keep the budget not too negative while also, you know, not just ignore everything and allow the economy to plummet. Additionally, we are having some serious unrest throughout the country, a lot of protests, a lot of other things like that. And Rumburg, our neighbor, is problematic and has also developed a nuclear program. So we are a president with many problems and not many tools to solve them. And that's where we are at this point in the game. Episode number 19 of this series, and without further ado, I'll turn it back over to my live streamy self, and let's get started. What's the news say? Grand opening of Morna Port. With the construction of the Morna Port, okay, election campaign ramps up. Sordish debt caused credit down. Our credit has been downgraded. Security Act threatens economy. Sordland's credit rating downgraded. Harsher than Soul's security package. Sordland debt crash sends shockwaves across the markets. The Sordish debt debacle. Mounting government budget deficit and unsustainable borrowing have led to concerns among investors and analysts about the nation's ability to service its debt. Sordland now faces a serious debt crisis. The lack of confidence has resulted in increased borrowing costs, a reduction in foreign investment, and a risk of potential default, which could have far-reaching consequences for the Sordish economy. Oh. Debt crisis. Come on, Morna Port. Give me some cash and solve this debt crisis. The human dignity bill? What is this for? Prostitution's illegal? Okay, sign it. We'll make the conservatives happy, right? Children for Future Act. I don't have any money to do all this stuff. Sorry, I have to veto this. Sorry, poor people. I can't give you more cash right now. I have none to give. No future for Sordish children. I'm sorry. Discussion of the current internal affairs. Did we stop the riot at least? Is the economy stable too? Like, okay, law policies. What do we do here? Is the economy still stable? Consistent economy. So in theory, it should be fine. The game needs to do a better job of communicating some of this stuff to you, though, because like it would feel like things are about to collapse. A storm was on the horizon outside my window. A storm of a different kind was brewing inside my office. I straightened myself on the sofa and raised my head and looked at Carl. He was sitting on the couch across from me, ready to give me a report on the operation of the police. Sir, our operations are still ongoing. Unfortunately, there have been casualties from both sides. Most of the peaceful protesters have been hiding inside their homes since armed attacks started occurring. We're being ambushed by small groups of armed militants in our remote cities. The situation there is getting out of control. God damn it, Carl. Wow, that's harsh. Unruly generals? What? The communications breakdown between the higher-ups and generals in the military has become a major issue. But the military likes me. They're happy. I don't understand. Sordland, a D-. That's a bad credit rating. Alcohol Tax Act. This didn't work for the Soviets, but let's get our budget back into balance here. Apparently it's a good thing. Fair Luxury Tax Act. The possibility of funding political youth groups has arisen. What can possibly expand our ideological reach and bolster election efforts? The president would discreetly allocate substantial funds to youth wing integrating them into the state as part of the essential institutions. No, I'm not doing that. That sounds corrupt as fuck. Also, it's expensive. In an endeavor to enhance the equity and taxation system, Fair Luxury Tax Act determines 15% tax rate on luxury goods. No. This will piss off the rich people and they'll coup me, so no. Tax the rich! Emergency call on escalating situation. I woke up in the middle of the night from a call of the Ministry of Defense. Due to sensitivity of the information, I had to be urgently briefed in person. I rushed downstairs and opened the door. Serge was waiting for me. Mr. President, this way to the car, please. We got into the car and made our way to the Ministry of the Defense building without a word. When I arrived, I was directed downstairs and came to a set of large doors and quickly read the sign above them. War room. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. The dimly lit room was filled with cutting-edge equipment, latest video screens, long-range radio electronics, and other devices used for communication, presenting, and planning. The centerpiece of the room was a large round table with a coat of arms of Sordland engraved in it. David, Lucien, Valken, and Yosef were already deep in discussion. Mr. Lankia, I advise caution. Going to war wouldn't help anyone. We must maintain peace in Sordland and Eastern Maricopa at all costs. What do you expect us to do? Sit around and do nothing? They are testing us. We must respond immediately, otherwise they will think we are weak. We must respond immediately to what exactly? Mr. President, thank you for coming in at this late hour. There's a situation. Falcon, please go ahead and provide your report. Mr. President, approximately 20 minutes ago, Rumberg downed one of our planes with anti-aircraft fire from the ground. The pilot was declared KIA. The last recorded position of the plane was inside Sordish airspace. General Kruger, I mean no offense, but are we absolutely sure that that is the case? Are you sure that this happened within our borders? No offense taken. Here are the locations on the map, the report from the airbase. He pointed to several markers on the map. To answer question, yes, we're absolutely sure. You can see here on the map the plane was downed approximately 10 kilometers inside our border. We've calculated the trajectory of the gunfire and they started firing when our plane was within our border. The plane was down near Halgan. This is terrible. What should we do? We need to open diplomatic channels to start an official investigation. Most importantly, we need to remain calm. We must maintain peace. I agree, they're trying to lure us into their trap. We have enough military power to contest against this violation of international law. An eye for an eye. That is what we need to do. We should attack and down one of their planes in retaliation. We can't look weak. If we appear weak, they will jump on the opportunity. We must order a military retaliation immediately. Mr. President, our army is ready to do whatever it takes to protect Sordland. Gentlemen, before it comes to that point, we can prevent further bloodshed by using diplomacy. Mr. President, what are your orders? Start the Swordish war machine and prepare to invade Rumburg. They will pay for their crimes. An eye for an eye. We will retaliate with equal force to display our strength. Sordland can't afford to look weak. No? War, 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 war. I can hear the people chanting, we want war, we want war. There's only one way. They do have nukes, that's true. Which is bad. Down 2 planes. Listen, Mr. President, I'm not saying we won't get our hair mussed, but I am saying... What's the quote? But I am saying no more than 20 to 30 million dead, depending upon the breaks. We're gonna lose the election at this rate. I don't know what's going on with the country, but everything's in shambles. I feel like Rumburg is probably causing a lot of it. Maybe we can stabilize the home front if we go to war. So we'll retaliate with equal force and we'll see where that goes. If there's to be a retaliation, they'll seek to blame us for it. No shit, David. We're not saying we're not shooting you down. We are not the ones who escalated the situation. They were first. Mr. President, I assure you they wouldn't dare attack us for that. They know we are far superior. This will send a strong message. I will send word for the start of a military operation. Our target will be their warplanes at an airbase near the border. I still think a peaceful solution would be more beneficial, but of course I don't have the military expertise and insight Lencia has. I will bring the paperwork. Now, the paperwork is done. I have an idea, Mr. President. I think we should hold a military parade to display our strength. That makes sense. Organize the military parade. Get a good night's sleep. Okay. Amid escalating tensions in the region, Valen President Viktor Smolik has issued a statement raising concerns about Rumburg's aggressive maneuvers. Okay. Urgent meeting on potential alliances. I was sitting right across from David in the White Room after a scheduled and urgent meeting. I knew the matter must be serious. He insisted on waiting for Yosef and Lucien, so we did. Lucien entered the room with Yosef by his side. Mr. President, we came as fast as we could. Mr. President, Mr. Visky, what's going on? Welcome, everyone. Due to the potential ramifications, I wanted everyone to be present for this meeting. We've received an envoy from Arcasia. They are requesting a state visit. Judging from the current climate, it is not hard to see what this is about. ATO is always trying to expand its influence, after all. They will most likely try to convince us to join. In addition, as part of this state visit, Dwight Walker will, of course, meet with you in person. There's something we could gain from this state visit. With all due respect, are you out of your mind? Mr. Lancia. What's your tone, Yosef? I'm just saying that we could not even consider accepting this. I bet it'll come asking for cooperation under the guise of enforcing their demands to join ATO. This will antagonize half the world against us, and we are going to be at the forefront of the battle. If you are approaching this from a perspective of national defense, then don't. We are in better shape than we were ever before. I assure you, we do not need any outside help. Definitely not from Dwight Walker. We will make do somehow. Let's see what he wants first. I'll decide when I talk to him. We need to be careful. Mr. Walker never gives anything for free. There will be some concessions for sure. Mr. Visky, you are our most experienced foreign policy expert. What is your take on this? Rumberg is bound to increase diplomatic pressure in the upcoming AN meeting. Back channels are reporting rumors about Queen Beatrice Livingston meeting with military leaders in Thornburg. I'm afraid it might not be possible to stand against Rumberg without strong allies. Soon we will have to take a side in the global rivalry to avert a potential conflict with Rumberg. And quite recently I found out of a planned meeting between the Queen and Chairman Malanev of the United Kantana. The ATO and President Walker might be the necessary evil to stop worse things from happening. I say we should consider this offer very seriously. Lucian, what do you think? We heard our experts. You're the one who has to decide, sir. Very well. Accept their offer. A planned welcome will suffice. They're the ones who are requesting this. What did that last thing say? Increase of depression? Recent implementation of tax increases and subsequent price hikes on certain products has had a negative impact on the mental health of the population. Well, at least you're not smoking yourselves to death. I'd rather you be depressed. Suicide rate triples. Jesus. State Visitant of President Walker. Oh, shit. I thought we might finish this tonight, guys, but... Okay, so like I said, this is a bit of a shorter episode, not even quite to 20 minutes yet, but this is where the stream wrapped up, so this is where our episode is going to wrap up as well. Tensions with Rumberg, not great. Economy, not great. Things are, you know, our vice president, not great. We could ally with the Americans, which are the Arcasians. They're sort of the Fox American country, so perhaps that will work out. Our next episode, we will meet President Walker, who I believe is loosely based on President Eisenhower, but we'll see how things play out in the next episode. Until the next episode, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm out. Bye-bye.